Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have an amazing English story that will help you improve your listening, learn new words, and practice English. So grab your headphones, relax, and let's dive in. There are names that belong not to a person, but to time itself. Names that echo like wind across the years, carrying the memory of something faster, brighter, almost unreal. Michael Schumacher is one of them. He wasn't born into greatness. He built it with blood, obsession, and silence. When people speak his name, they think of victory. The red Ferrari cutting through the rain, the impossible precision, the fierce eyes behind the helmet. But behind that image, there was something far more fragile. A man who gave everything to speed and paid a price no one can measure. He started young, a boy in Germany, racing homemade carts on small village tracks. He wasn't rich. His family could barely afford the equipment. His father repaired cars at the local track, his mother ran the cafe there, and Michael, he just drove, not for fame, not even for winning. He drove because when he did, the world became quiet. Everything slowed down, even time itself. It was in those moments he felt alive, completely free. From karting to Formula Ford, then to Formula 3, he climbed every step with discipline and precision that felt inhuman. He wasn't the loud one. He wasn't charming or reckless. He was calculating, calm, cold, focused like a blade. And then in 1991, he entered Formula One. A rookie from nowhere, suddenly everyone noticed. It wasn't just his speed. It was how he moved, mechanical, perfect, as if the car was an extension of his body. Within a few years, he became unstoppable. 2 world titles with Benetton. Then Ferrari, the Red Legend, a partnership that would change history. But it didn't start as glory. Ferrari was broken, old cars, constant failures, endless pressure. Everyone doubted him, but Schumacher didn't run from chaos. He thrived in it. For 5 years he rebuilt Ferrari, turning defeat into structure, failure into data, emotion into focus. And then came domination. 5 consecutive championships, 7 in total. Records shattered, tracks conquered. A man and machine moving as one, but even in victory, he never smiled much, because winning for him wasn't joy, it was relief, relief that everything he had sacrificed was not for nothing. He lived not for applause, but for control, the need to master something completely, even himself, and maybe that's what made him both brilliant and haunted, because when you chase perfection, you start to lose the parts of you that make you human. People called him cold. They said he was too aggressive, too disciplined, too mechanical. But those who knew him said otherwise. They saw the man behind the visor, a quiet father, a loyal friend, someone who loved deeply but spoke rarely. When he retired in 2006, it wasn't just the end of an era. It was as if Formula One itself stopped breathing for a moment. He tried to come back years later, but time had already taken its toll. The cars were different, the fire was still there, but the world had moved on. Then in 2013, the silence began. A skiing accident, a fall. A man who had danced with death at 300 kilometers per hour was brought down by snow and gravity. The news broke the world, and then nothing. No updates, no photos, no statements, just silence. His family closed the doors. They protected him from the noise as if trying to keep what was left of him untouched. Years passed. And the silence grew louder, but maybe that's how it should be, because Michael Schumacher never belonged to the noise. He belonged to the stillness before the start, to the moment when the world holds its breath. Some say his story ended that day. But others, those who understand, know it didn't, because legends don't end. They fade into the spaces between seconds, into the breath of engines, into the hearts of those who still believe in impossible perfection. Every driver who sits on the grid now feels his shadow. Every fan who hears the roar of an F1 car feels that pulse, that rhythm he once created. He changed not just the sport, but the idea of what it means to be human at the limit. There was something almost spiritual about him, the way he approached the line between control and chaos, and stayed there longer than anyone else could. He taught the world that greatness isn't born from talent, but from patience, pain, and obsession. That the true enemy isn't others, it's time, and that even when your body stops, your story can keep moving endlessly. Today, his son races, carrying the same name, the same pressure, the same dream. And in every corner, in every flicker of the Ferrari red, you can almost see the ghost of the father, watching. Michael Schumacher became a myth, but not the kind built from glamour. His legend is quieter, it lives in precision. In dedication, in the way he made speed look calm. He once said, "You must believe in yourself, always, even when no one else does." That belief built empires of memory. And maybe that's the truth hidden inside all legends, that they're not here to inspire us to be perfect, but to remind us that perfection always costs something. The story of Michael Schumacher isn't about racing. It's about what happens when a man becomes one with his purpose, and what remains when that purpose disappears. Somewhere in Switzerland, behind quiet walls, he lies surrounded by love and silence. The world waits. But maybe he's still there, somewhere between dream and time, driving endlessly through the endless curve of memory, because men like him never truly stop. They just move into another kind of motion, a motion we can't see but still feel. The world will keep changing, records will fall, new names will rise, but there will never be another Schumacher, because no one else will ever drive that close to the edge, with that much heart, that much silence, that much humanity. And in that silence, in the wind that moves across the racetracks of the world, you can still hear it, the faint echo of a Ferrari engine, the heartbeat of a man who became speed itself.